Hey, this is going to be an Apex Legends tips and tricks video, and let's just get right into it. So, number one, oh yeah, this is for beginners, by the way. Lots of people who've been playing for a while will already know most of these, but there are a few very interesting ones that people like to ignore. Number one is recoil patterns, plus recoil control. Recoil patterns in this game is different from some other games because each weapon, if you shoot, you'll see it has a pattern. On this weapon, the R301, it goes right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, in a zigzag, and then up and diagonal to the left. Which means we'd have to start off doing left, right, left, right, left, right, while holding down, of course, because it goes up, and then diagonal down and to the right. Which means it would look like this. So that is quite a bit more centered, which means you're only going to hit about half your shots if you're not controlling at all, especially at longer ranges, but you're going to hit a lot more shots if you do actually try and control the recoil. And it's good to just spend time in the firing range, just practicing weapons and memorizing their patterns. Okay, so tip number two, not that many people really regard this as a real tip, but it is extremely useful. So picking a main actually affects how good your aim is. Now, this might seem a little strange and outlandish at first, but you'll notice if I equip Pathfinder as a character and then switch to Lifeline, as you can see, they're different heights, which means if I aim completely level and straight, they're going to be different on the two characters. So picking a main and getting used to their height actually can improve your aim, but if you're swapping around and you go for the head, it might be too high or too low. Okay, so tip number three is crucial, especially if you're a new player, to get a head start on all the other noobs. So if you're just standing and shooting at someone in a straight line and just standing still and shooting, you're gonna die. So, as you can see, a lot of people start off by just spamming crouch and running in little circles. Now, this does help, but a lot of people will just kill you, so it's better to be unpredictable. Now, a legend that's good for strafing back and forth to not get shot is Revenant, because his passive allows him to climb higher and, most importantly, crouch walk nearly twice as fast. So as you can see, you want to make it very unpredictable. So if you go like long to the left, short to the right, and then short left, long right, and then also add in some jumps, slides, and spam crouching in there, it's going to be very unpredictable, and you're going to be moving around so much that the enemy is just going to waste all their ammo.
Here I come.
And, yeah. Okay, so the next one is kind of not super important, but it's called Pay to Win skins. Now, a lot of pros talk about this, and as you can see, I have a legendary skin equipped on the Wingman, which is a very powerful pistol that's popular. But the thing is, its iron sights are actually different from all the other skins. This legendary skin has a slimmed down and higher raised iron sights, which makes it a lot easier to see enemies when aiming down sights. Okay, so this next tip is called zipline hopping. Now, as you can see, I latched onto that zipline and then flung myself. Now, when you latch onto a zipline, it actually gives you a big speed boost, which means if you just tap X and then A, well, I'm on controller, but you can really do this on anything, basically to mount the zipline and then jump off of it. As you can see, I just launched myself. Okay, so this next tip is actually really interesting. So if you pull out a frag grenade and throw it right above your head, just straight up in the air, as soon as it hits the ground, it will explode. Now, this may seem very situational at first. There is actually a very effective use for it. If you're on a door standoff and the enemy's trying to open the door, you throw it, bait them out so they try and rush you, and then the grenade lands on their head and they blow up. Grenades do a lot of damage, 100 if it's point blank, which is a ton. That's enough to instantly destroy purple shields. Okay, another tip is actually, so some doors, especially in like Skulltown, if there's a ledge leading up to the door, see I'm crouching like this, if there's a door there's actually a few pixels where there's an open area, which means you can shoot under the door in some specific locations. But most of all, when you hold a grenade, there's a little marker of where it will land, and if you angle it so it disappears, that means it's on the other side of the door, which means if someone's on the other side of a door, you can discreetly just throw a grenade underneath the door. So this is a little marker. You see that little red, it's kind of hard to see, but if that disappears under the door, that means it's on the other side. And you can basically just throw it underneath the door. Okay, so this next one is called out-of-game exercises, and essentially what this means is some things out of the game can help you. Now, for me, there's this YouTuber and Twitch streamer, Otter, O-T-T-R, it's spelled differently from the actual animal, but he has an aim training guide where it's for tracking. So if your enemy's moving, you want to be able to track them with your gun and continuously shoot them. So, I think I'll put a link in the description, hopefully I remember to his video so you guys can watch it. He's really great. And it's, I think, about 4 minutes of just training your eyes. I like to do that right before I play sometimes to help my aiming. Alright, so the final tip is basically legend combos. So if you're playing with your friends or anything, legend combos would be like Bloodhound and Bangalore. If Bangalore uses her smoke bombs to blind the enemies, they're caught in the smoke. But then Bloodhound uses his ultimate, then you can see through the smoke. Your team can like scan the enemies, but the enemies cannot see through the smoke. They're just blinded. So you can just wipe them out. Alright, so please consider subscribing or leaving a like. Anything really helps since I'm kind of just starting out my YouTube channel. I'm going to be streaming Apex on Twitch every once in a while, and I'm also going to try and make a Doom Eternal series. Also, sorry for the audio quality. I'm not in the best of locations right now. Also, my Twitch is just RadPixBomb.